call, English 28, Mr. Johnson. I feel like the pros had a really good opening statement, and the cons of the statement was really weak. And in the middle, I kind of felt like the pros, like, they were talking about environment, but they didn't really make any sense. They were just talking. And the cons middle, they kept talking about genetics, and that was kind of a lost cause. And the cons had a really good closing argument with a lot of good facts, and the pros had a pretty good closing argument too.
David Johnson with Mr. Johnson, English 28. I think that the cons, the closing was very strong with Gary, but they only spoke about genetics. They didn't really elaborate on the nurturing. And I think the cons was very strong with Carlos. And I'm sorry?
Pros.
I mean, the pros, I'm sorry. And everything Gary spoke about, he had, whatever he spoke about, he had, like what you just said, he had the body and he had support to close it. I mean, he supported everything he spoke about. And I felt that Danny, in Mr. Johnson class, English 21, he concluded it with basically what Gary said. So, but I think both of them was very good and interesting. That's it.
My name is Aries Jose, Professor Odom, class English 21. Basically, I felt that the pros had a better side. They were more consistent. You know, they were more assertive on their proof, their evidence, their details and stuff. Gary, sir, he had an amazing closing statement, but I don't think you could win the war by just winning the battle. These guys were more consistent and they went through. That's what's up. I'm for the pros.
Turner Johnson didn't go.
Yes. Has everyone spoke?
No. Brother, we just got him.
My name is Terry Johnson, Mr. Johnson, English 28 class. The pros, the beginning statement with Carlos was excellent. I feel it was pretty good and everything. And also with the beginning statement with the cons with Wimbush was also good. But when his beginning statement was good, but the body, everybody was kind of off topic with what he started off with. But it also was over here with Carlos. So I feel at the beginning, everybody was all everywhere. Nobody wasn't really on the same topic as the beginning statement and everything. But at the end, he came, the dude right here came with an excellent, what's his name? Gary came with an excellent ending topic, you feel me? And I felt that was pretty good. And also the guy on the pros team was pretty good too. He came back and just pretty much brought y'all back on top, what y'all was talking about. You feel me? Because y'all was off topic. Y'all was off topic and everything like that. And he just made more sense when he had ended it off. So that's how I feel.
How do you not know your classmate's name?
Danny.
So before you get the final statement from the moderators, are there any questions that you have for your moderators? Sure. Direct your questions to them. Sure, whatever you want.
My question is, I heard a lot of the moderators say that on the con side, we kind of stay focused more, but we constantly talked about genetics. Well, that was our whole argument. If we would have said anything other than about the genetics, we would kind of been going against ourselves. We were supposed to go against the genetics, or am I wrong?
Moderator?
No, you was right. Some people just didn't like your argument about the genetics.
Okay.
They didn't agree with the football stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay. I just thought we were just totally off topic.
One of the cons, I said this, and I can appreciate all criticism, but I said this at the summary of the debate, and I just want to reiterate the same thing now.
I know you're about to say that everybody didn't talk
Didn't
about
talk
that.
about it.
Some people brought that up too.
Right.
Probably
I had it recorded.
As people were speaking, I was keeping a list of what they spoke on in their subject matter, and there was 4 of us that did talk about the nurturing nature of the environment making a difference. You know, as added with the fact that we brought up the fact that that same bad environment can give you the incentive and make you stronger, and that your life was about your choices and not solely a genetic makeup. So
You know what I really like what you said, what I was trying to tell my dudes, that you know, if we all were seen as product of our environment, it'd be way more people doing bad than doing good. Cause everybody in here is from around gang banging, selling drugs, prostituting. If everybody followed that track, it'd be all bad. It'd go bad. It won't be right.
I just wanted to say that I really feel that it's like it's a win-win or lose-lose type of thing, because you can't have one without the other. You know what I'm saying? You can't have, because your environment, you know what I'm saying, your environment is going to have effect on you if you like it or not. But at the same time, the nurture is, as far as how you was raised, is going to have an effect too. So say for example, if I am from the hood or whatever, and you know what I'm saying, I have all these influences around me in my environment, but at the same time, if I was taught right, like if you look at the book between the 2 Westmores, like one Westmore, he had more of a father figure than the other Westmore, which is brother. You know what I'm saying? His older brother or whatever was trying to be his role model. But if I'm seeing you keep doing the same thing, even though you telling me don't do this, then I'm still, you know what I'm saying, it's still not, you know what I'm saying, waiting out. But at the other hand, you know, the other Westmore that went to Oxford and stuff like this, you know, he had some type of father in his house. You know, even though that wasn't his real father, but he played the father role to him, and that kind of played a major role on him. Just like Larry Bird, when he was saying that his father, he seen his father go up to work, and he had a broken leg, and he seen how he went to work even with his broken leg, and that would inspire, it inspired him to, dang, I can't talk. To, you know, in basketball, you know, so that's why he never gave up, he never quit. So it's kind of like a 50-50 thing, because you can't have one without the other, because you can't have nurture without your environment, you can't have your environment without the nurture, because it's like it plays hand in hand. So it's really no pro or con, you know. Oh, I'm sorry.
before we close, I'd just like to share some research, because we're all on the same page, and I've been sitting on this, and I told myself I was gonna hold this until we close. And it's some research done by a brother named Freeman and Brinker in 2001. And it's just a short paragraph. It says, there will always be unknowns about behavior. There will always be important variables that are out of our control. Behavior is just too complex to simplify it as a cookbook approaches or like mentoring birds. Each situation is unique and requires careful analysis and informed consideration. Facilitating well-adjusted, independent, confident companion parents through a positive teaching and techniques is more than just commitment to learning new strategies. It is also commitment to changing our legacy. The time to change is now. Friedman and Brinkler, 2001. And I think that sums up that both sides kind of win as far as based on this right here. And they've studied behavior for a long time. So I wanted to share that with the class.
Basically, it's just like to feed off of what he said, like this topic has been debated for thousands of years. It's just who presented the better evidence, really.
Yeah.
There's no clear winner. It's just who presented the better evidence. It's been debated about for thousands of years.
Thank you. Are we ready for our final statement?
King Bayron, English 28. Teacher is Jeffrey Johnson. It was a deadlock, to be honest, between the cons and the pros. These brothers are tremendous, number one, because they were able to listen and talk. You know, and a lot of times people have a conflict for listening and talking too. But these brothers was able to do so and stood on a decision. So we felt that the pros, number one, had a one-edged sword, which was environment. We felt that the cons had a two-edged sword, nurture and nature. We feel that the cons should have slaughtered the pros, having that advantage. But knowing this, we were looking at the pros to come with a much stronger fight for environment. What saved the pros, that made us deadlocked as a moderators, was one, a man named Gary. This is what he does. If we was in a court of law, that's the last thing you're gonna hear. I feel they only brought out a couple of comments about nature, and about nurture, and I really don't recall the comments about the nurture. I even stood up and spoke about and against it, that you need to add more. But these brothers to my right were really for the cons, and they were heavily persuaded, and we all agreed that closing arguments is do or die, make or break. A strong brother named Gary came up here, presented a strong case, made some great examples that included and involved a lot of us in this room, and that was the edging, that was the edge. Other than that, I would have to say thank you for the pros. My decision and my vote to unlock the tie goes to the cons.
It's nice how you look.
Come on, fellas. Don't be sore, Lord.
They just gone with the egg, boy.
They can get out for me.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah. Gary killed it. That's his job. I mean, even though they was for the pros, but my brothers that was because I didn't read out.
Nigga, no.
Politically correct debate. So if I was gonna say politically correct about a debate, then yes, the pros won. But I'm human, and everything's not politically correct, and even as a juror, you know what I'm saying? I have flaws too, and sometimes I gotta make up strong in the end, even if all in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they did.
And Danny had, he really contradicted himself because he just made the argument that you wanted to do this, that your both people are the same thing. I know, but listen, how they took it, at least how I took it was, he grew up in the same house with his sister, same environment. She went to school and did her thing, and he ran with the streets. Right. You feel me? And to me, that's just making a kind of argument.
But I mean, like I said, if you wanted to be correct, a debate goes by who makes the most strongest points, and that's what the pros did.
That's why it's different from me. I feel like
because if you understand, the debate, listen to this. Understand this. The debate should have been about nature, nurture, and environment.
Nature versus nurture.
Right.
They all were messed up on that.
For them not to understand that and not use both sides of their sword, they automatically lost.
It would have never been right.
It went right. That's what I'm trying to say. But that's being politically correct.
We can't be too
highlighted and all that. What you say? Right on it. Don't be scared. What you say at the first start of this 16 weeks? I still remember.
Your portfolios are all there? Right. You can use paper during the final.
We can. Okay, but we're not gonna start writing it until the final.
Yeah, that was enough
Till Thursday.
But we'll use this. Okay, that's what I want to know.
But we can even come off the final.
Is that one more time?
Some of this from the final.
Question for the final.